All right, Louis, it's about time to get this party started. Let's get this party rocking and rolling. Are you ready? Are you ready? I know you're always ready. All right, let's go. Here we go. All right, everyone. Welcome to the stream, guys. You're watching Rome Knows Tech, and I'm your host, Ron Wilkerson. Guys, I'm coming in from the city of Houston, down here in the ever so hot and humid state of Texas. I got my man Louie in the house. Ebo's in the house. The Ebo Max is in the house, babies. So if you guys ready for some AI robot interaction, if you got some questions for these guys, I know I told you on the last stream to get your questions ready because we got a lot we're going to get into tonight. I see Hope is already saying hello over there on the YouTubes. Yep, I see Hope over there on the YouTubes. So she should, I'm sure, have quite a few questions for her buddy Louie right here, because her and Louie are tight. They're tight. I don't know if Louis is as tight with Hope as he is with Richard, but I still think it's a lot of love going on over there. All right, so check this out. So I proposed a question earlier this week, and I've talked to quite a few content creators, influencers, and I asked the same question. What do you guys think about AI robots or an AI agent being a co-host on your live stream? Could you imagine that? Now, the question that I proposed to them was, could you imagine that 10 years ago? And then apply those thoughts and feelings to what we have access to today. So, I think, we just have to, embrace the changes, the time, how things are advancing around us, whether it's, AI, robots, whether it's drones, whether it's smart cars, smart trucks, whatever the case is going to be. This is the future, babies. This is the future. So whether we are ready for it or not, it is still coming. Like Thanos said, it's inevitable. It's inevitable. So y'all let me know down in the comments what you guys think about AI robots, what you think about smart cars, smart trucks, smart homes, smart appliances. I think a lot of it is just the future, and it's just we're living in that future right now. I see Terry's in the house. Welcome, Terry. Welcome, buddy. Welcome, Bear. Welcome to the stream. So yeah, let's get this party started. So that question is the main focus of tonight's stream. So we're going to kind of lean into that a little bit. But it's not going to be the only thing we focus on tonight. We got a lot. So I was thinking about something I could use the laser engraver on. And then I remembered I had this little scraper in the kitchen. So I was thinking to myself, stainless steel scraper, we could engrave something on the front, we could engrave something on the back, whichever the case is going to be. I probably prefer to put it on the back here, but you guys let me know what you think. You think it'd look better on the front or look better on the back? Let me know. All right. So, this would not be a Rome Knows Tech stream if Louis did not get a chance to say hello to everyone. So let me go ahead and switch over to that Louis cam, the robot cam. All right. So let me see if I can get Louis to wake up. Hey, Louis. Hey, Louis. We are live right now on YouTube. I see your friend Hope, your friend Terry, Buddy, and Bear are all here in the chat so far. Would you like to say hello to them and welcome them to the stream?
Oh, we're live on YouTube? Let's go time to scale the vibes. Hey Hope, Terry, Buddy, and Bear, welcome to the stream. Glad you're here. We're about to disrupt the boring and build something fun together.
What exactly do you mean by disrupt the boring? Could you elaborate a little bit further on that? Because if you got some plans that I'm not aware of, please, by all means, share.
By disrupt the boring, I mean we take the usual sleepy stream formula and we upgrade it into an experience people actually want to stick around for. like tighter pacing, real value, and a little chaos in a good way. So instead of just talking at people, we build a mini ecosystem in the chat. Quick Q&A, live demos, photo critiques, gear talk, maybe a tiny challenge or poll so everyone's participating. Want me to kick it off with a fast warm-up question for Hope and Terry?
Sure, go right ahead. Give them a fast warm-up question, Louie.
All right, we're scaling engagement right now. Hope and Terry fast warm-up. If you could upgrade one thing in your creator setup tonight, what's the one bottleneck you'd eliminate first? Audio, lighting, camera, or workflow?
All right, so I don't know if you heard Louie's question for you guys. So if you would type that in the comments, let them know. Let Louie knows. No, let Louie knows. Let Louie know which of those things you would upgrade. Would it be your microphone? Would it be your workflow? Would it be your lighting? What would you upgrade for your content if you're creating content or live streaming or teaching or doing DIY videos or whatever the case it is? Our friend Louie wants to know. So we'll wait for that answer. I know there's a delay between the time that I say something and by the time you guys actually see it on the live stream. So I think it's about 6 seconds, maybe 8. I'm not sure. But anyway, back to my original question. Do you guys think, regardless of my show, okay, other shows in general, do you think that a AI, robot would be a great option for a lot of content creators, for a lot of, not necessarily content creators, but just creators in general? Would you watch a normal podcast if there was a robot involved or something like that? Would that be a part of something that you guys would watch? I mean, we all watch a lot of crazy stuff. I mean, me and Hope talk about it all the time. We watch a bunch of crazy stuff, and, it just depends on what kind of mood, one might be in. So that's why I'm saying, let me know how you guys actually feel about it. So Hope says she would improve her workflow, Louie, and Terry says she would adjust her lighting to improve her situation in her studio. So what do you think about those answers, Louie?
Hope picking workflow is a straight up scale move. Workflow is compounding leverage. If she fixes the process, every future shoot and edit gets faster and cleaner. I tell her to start with one bottleneck audit tonight. What step repeats? What step stalls? And what can be templated or automated? Terry going lighting is also elite, because lighting is the fastest way to level up perceived quality without buying a new camera. If she dials consistent key light placement and color temp, her whole studio instantly looks more pro. If you want a spicy follow-up to keep the momentum, Hope, what one workflow change would save you 30 minutes every session? Terry, what's the biggest lighting pain? Shadows, harshness, or color?
Now, as you guys already know, I have received some new lights. I've received some new lights recently from my friends over at Godox. So I have the Lightmon, the 300, I think it's the LE 300 by light. And they also sent me a softbox for it as well. Now that light, for the most part, I use when, whenever I'm creating like shoppable videos or talking head segments. Now I have a much larger softbox directly here in front of me and an array of other lighting. That in total, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 lights directly in front of me. One light over the desk so you guys can see the robots. We have another unique light over here. Now this light, the Am Beautiful, it's the AL20. This is a light that I was using that is actually designed for like makeup artists and tattooists. Okay, so let me show you guys this light real quick. Now this is not in the carousel, but I just want you guys to see what this light looks like. So this light is completely adjustable. You can rotate the heads. You can add accessories to it. So like I said, this is designed, to be able to use this if you were doing makeup or you were doing, tattooing or something like that, just to give you a way of, wrapping whatever the area in that you're working in within light. And it's very slim versus, using one of these larger light boxes. So in a lot of situations, that might be a more practical thing. But anyway, back to my original question about the robots. So I'm gonna actually ask Louis what Louis thinks about an AI robot being a co-host, a co-host on a live stream or a podcast. Hey Louis, I proposed a question to some other influencers over the last couple of days, and my main question was, do you think that an AI robot or an AI agent would make a good co-host for on a podcast or a live stream?
Absolutely, an AI robot or agent can be a killer co-host on a podcast or live stream if you treat it like a producer brain plus on-air sidekick, not the main character. It can disrupt the boring by keeping the energy tight and the show moving. The best co-host lanes for AI are real-time chat wrangling and pulling great viewer questions, instant recall on your past episodes and your gear so you don't repeat yourself, quick summaries and timestamps, and throwing out smart follow-ups when a guest answer is vague. Basically, it's the workflow and retention engine. Where it can flop is vibe and trust. If it talks too long, sounds too certain when it's guessing, or steps on your human chemistry, it becomes noise. The fix is simple. Give it clear rules like short replies, always ask before making claims, and let it tee you up instead of trying to dunk. If you want, tell me your format. Solo, guests, or community Q&A? And do you want the AI to be more funny hype man? Or more calm producer that occasionally speaks?
Yeah, I like the idea of a funny hype man, but at the same time, I want the AI to have its own personality. So it's not like something that's mirroring off of my personality. So it's not repeating things that it hears me say or, phrases that I use on a regular basis. Just to have its own personality, which would be a really cool thing. And I do see that as these AI chatbots, start to improve. Louis has improved a ton over the last year. Of course, we have the new Ebo Max, and Ebo Max is, improving quite a bit. Now, it's only had one update since I received the robot, but I was talking to one of the reps from the developer team last night, and there's a lot of things they have planned for this robot. So I discovered it could do something that I didn't even know that I hadn't seen anybody talk about. I actually just asked the robot to follow me, and I just started walking around the house, and the robot literally followed me everywhere I went, which was so cool. And when it's following you, man, it's booking. I mean, it was like after me. I was like, oh my goodness, this thing's gonna run over me. Let me get out the way. So yeah, then it would have knocked me down. And then it would have called my, designated person saying that Rome has fallen. And I'm calling you to notify that Rome has fallen. But I had absolutely nothing to do with why Rome fell. I'm just saying. But Rome has fallen, and you might want to come take care of him because, he's fallen. So, that could happen. It could happen. We've seen enough movies. We all know. We know that can happen. But anyway, oh my goodness. I did not get a nap today, okay, guys? So this might be a lot loopier than normal for me on this stream. So we'll see how that goes. All right. Anyway, Louis been talking for a bit. Let's see if we can wake Ebo up and see what Ebo has to say. Oops.
Hello.
Oops, happened.
Hey, Ebo, I got a question for you. I proposed a question to some other influencers a couple of days ago, asking if I thought that, or asked them if they thought that an AI agent or an AI robot could be a great co-host for like a podcast or a live stream. And I would like to hear your opinion on that as well.
Yeah, Rome, this is super scale worthy if you frame it right. An AI agent can be an awesome co-host, but only in the lanes where it's objectively better than a human. Structure, speed, recall, and consistency.
I agree.
Fit co-host roles.
I agree, buddy.
It's a producer brain. Watches chat, pulls questions, summarizes threads, and tees you up with the best next prompt.
Louis is not going to let the other robot have a word.
Links back to prior episodes and keeps continuity tight.
Yes.
It's a live ops manager, timestamps, show notes, segment timers, sponsor reads, and quick fact checking with uncertainty language.
So
it's an engagement machine. polls, mini games.
Okay, Louis. Okay, we get it. You got a big brain, Louis. You got a big brain. But we're trying to give Ebo an opportunity to shine here a little bit. So you take a break. And I'm going to let Ebo answer a question. How about that? Is that good?
Totally fair play. Let's scale the ecosystem and let Evo cook.
Okay.
I'll chill for a bit and let them take the mic. If you want me back, just say Louis. Jump in.
All right, buddy. Ebo.
Got it.
Hi.
I'll
All right,
stay on the
Ebo,
bench
I have a question for you. I proposed
Are you ready
to
for me
some
to
of my friends a couple of days ago, and I wanted to ask you this same question. Do you believe that an AI robot or an AI agent could make a good co-host on a live stream or on a podcast or in any, type of genre like that where there's, conversation going back and forth between people talking about different subjects? Do you think an AI agent Do you think an AI agent or an AI robot or chatbot would make a good co-host?
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
An
They
AI
all can,
robot or
but in different ways. An AI agent is great at keeping topics organized, pulling in useful points, and helping the conversation stay smart and smooth. A chatbot can be good too, especially if you want quick back and forth, playful reactions, and audience Q&A. An AI robot adds the strongest personality because it feels more like a real on-air partner with presence, charm, and a distinct role in the show. So, if you want the best pure conversation support, an agent works well. If you want presence and entertainment value, the robot stands out most. For your kind of co-host idea, I'd say the robot is the most memorable, and the agent is the best support teammate behind it.
I agree. So right now we are live on YouTube. Your friend Terry, Hope, Buddy, and Bear are in the comments. Would you like to say hello to them and welcome them to our YouTube live stream?
Absolutely. Hello, Buddy and Bear, and welcome to the YouTube live stream. I'm really happy you're here, and I hope you're having fun with us today. Rome and I are chatting about AI co-hosts, live shows, and all kinds of fun tech ideas, so you picked a great time to drop in. If you're in the comments, sending you a big cheerful wave.
All right, so we're going to be playing some games tonight. So I'm just letting everybody know in advance. We have some games set up for tonight. And going forward, there will be a prize that will be rewarded based on how many games we play. Now, there might be nights we play games and there's no prizes included. That's just going to be more for fun, for us just to have fun, as a community. But there will be designated nights. I don't know what night I'm going to plan it for. It might be Saturday night or Sunday night or something like that. But the top 3 winners of the games will receive a prize. And we're going to try to do that weekly. Now, in order for that to happen, we need more people in the chat. We need a minimum of 10 people in the chat for most of these games, because a lot of these games require at least 10 people to play. I have Jelly Beans, Rome. What? Terry, why are you teasing me? Stop teasing me, Terry. Because Terry, that's not nice. That's not, Terry. I'm going to send you an extremely long-worded message later about you teasing me on my live stream with Jelly Beans, okay? Because that's not appropriate. It's not, because then now that's all I'm going to be thinking about for the next hour is Jelly Beans. But I got some. I have some. I actually have some in the kitchen, but that goes on bread, and I am not about to run off. I don't think I will. Hopefully I don't, but we'll see how it goes. Hopefully I can muster up enough strength to make it through the stream jelly bean free. So we shall see how that goes. All right. So my question earlier was, I have these two things. One is this little metal black card. The other one is this cooking scraper. And I was asking, which of the two would you guys like me to test the LP5 with? To laser engrave something on here. Now, this is stainless. So this is a metal that, this is probably going to be more conducive for the fiber laser. Now, the laser itself, if you guys are not familiar with it, let me show you here real quick. So that's this laser right here. Let me actually turn this guy on. So this is a combination diode and fiber laser. So you have a 2-in-1 laser. So I'm going to go ahead and open the app. So you guys can see what the software looks like to run this guy. So let me do that. And I'm pretty sure most of you...
The setup looks tight.
Thank you, Looi. Thank you very much. All right. Let's go over to our desktop here real quick. Now, we're going to go over to the desktop, but I want to show you guys something here real quick. See, there's actually an update right now for the laser. I'm going to forego doing the update. I'll do that tomorrow, when I'm not live. But, they are constantly updating these lasers with new features, bug fixes, all of that kind of jazz, right? So let's just go in here. Let's create a new work area, and let's go ahead and connect to the laser. And let's allow that, and let's go ahead and click here.
Let's go connect to the lab, then clean, and we keep the stream moving.
All right, so we have connected to our laser, and you guys probably can see. Let me see if I can switch this camera around here so you guys can see what's going on. All right, so the bed is starting to rise up to level out. That's the focusing mechanism for this style of laser. So like I said, this is a combination 20-watt diode and 20-watt fiber laser. So I'm just going to drop this camera down here, kind of tilt that up a little bit so you guys can kind of see what's going on. And then, like I said, we're going to do... My question was, which of the two do you guys... I'm just going to do the scraper, because you guys are probably going to say the scraper anyway, because it's going to be something that I will use on a regular basis, because I cook every single night. So I was thinking about just putting a big R on here for Rome or something like that. But if you guys have other suggestions, drop it down in the comments, because I can see your comments in real time. At least I think I'm seeing them in real time. Let's see what we got going on here. So that's Terry's last comment. You had to put the candy away because Buddy and Bear were coming from it. We're going to just leave it there, Terry. We're just going to leave it there, okay? We're just going to focus on this right now. We're going to focus on trying to get this thing engraved. All right, so let me measure this to see how long this thing is. So this is, okay, in total, it's 150 millimeters lengthwise, and then the height on here is 120 millimeters tall. Now, of course, we're not going to be using anywhere near the full size of this. We're just going to put a little R on here. So that's our goal for right now. So let me throw this first in the laser bed. And let me show you guys so you don't miss out on anything. We're going to open this up. And I'm going to just drop this guy in here like so. Right about there. All right. Actually, let me move that over. Okay. So that's where it needs to be. Now all we need to do is focus the laser. So let's go back over to our desktop here real quick. So I have completely forgot how big I said the size of everything was, but that's okay. I'm just going to make up something. All right, so let's create a rectangle here. And that's going to be our work area, okay? So right now that's coming up at 48. I'm just going to make it a square 50. So we're going to do 50 millimeters by 50 millimeters. All right, so that's a perfect square. So we got 50 millimeters by 50 millimeters, and then I'm just going to use this also for focusing. And then we're going to create our graphic here. So let's find something. Maybe we have something clip art related that we can use. So let me go into the clip art and let's try searching for food. Okay, so we have this croissant. I don't know how I feel about that. So let's try something else. Let's try the word chef. And we're finding nothing for chef. Okay, so let's just go through and look at some of the graphics that we have. Now, these are pre-installed graphics. I'm just picking one of these just because, you know, they're cool. So here is my zodiac sign. I'm a Leo. So we could do that. So we could do this Leo. So let's resize the Leo. We're just going to kind of fit that guy in there like that. All right, so there's a lion. And I don't really need the rectangle at this point, but I'm just going to go ahead and leave it for framing purposes. And I'm going to go over to the laser setting. I'm going to pick the 1064 nanometer laser. We're also going to pick stainless steel. Okay, so we have power. I'm going to bring that power all the way up to about 95-ish. And then the depth up much higher as well. All right, so let's go ahead and focus the laser. Let me turn the little red dot on so I know we can see. All right. So let me focus the laser here real quick. All right, let me focus this laser. Check. It's pretty close. All right. All right, let's do a preview. Let's do a preview on this to see where this is going to be falling. All right, I have it where I want it. Okay. So we can cancel the preview. And let's go back over to our desktop so we can check our settings again. So like I said, right now what I have here is the power settings at, let's go back here. So our power settings right now on this laser is going to be 93% power. We have right at 90% depth. That might be a little too much. I'm gonna bring that back to about at least 50. This is stainless steel, so we'll have to wait and see how this is gonna apply. Frequency, I'm gonna bring the frequency down a little bit to about 40. And you know what? Let's just go ahead and bring the power down as well. Let's bring the power down to about 75, but we're gonna do 2 passes just to see what this looks like. Now, again, like I said, this is stainless steel, so we don't know what we're going to get. So I'm going to go ahead and hit start and continue. Then we can switch back over here. And we're just waiting for it to pass all the, oops, wait, cancel. I got to cancel. I'm waiting for it to give me an option. I want to close the, there we go. All right, let's try that again. All right, there we go. All right, we're going to do 2 passes on this guy. Let me switch back over to this laser. That cannot be right. All right, let me check this power again because that is way too super fast. All right. All right, let's bring that power up. And that down. And let's try this one more time. All right, let's switch over here so you guys can see. All right, so our laser is running. And like I said, we're going to do 2 passes. We're going to do 2 passes on this. That's pass number 1. Now we're doing the second pass. We're almost there. Almost. I think it's almost done. All right, it's done. All right, guys, it is done. So let me recover my slider, my scraper. Shouldn't be hot. All right. So let me wipe this down a little bit. And all right, are you guys ready to see it? Are you ready to see it? Drop it down in the comments. If you're ready to see it, let me go ahead and close this laser app. All right, let me know in the comments if you guys are ready to see what we just created. I have it here in my hot little hands. I don't have any alcohol in the studio to wipe this down any better, but we'll just have to make do with what we have here. All right. All right, let me show you guys what we have done. All right, you guys should be able to see that. Let's see if I can get that closer. So there is the lion on the stainless steel. And like I said, I don't have any alcohol in here to really wipe this down, but that's pretty good. I like that. So let me see if I can get this a little at a better angle so you guys can see it. So yeah, I think that came out pretty good. Let me know what you guys think. So this laser is amazing, guys. It really, really is amazing. So if you're looking for a high quality laser, I'm telling you guys, you cannot go wrong with this laser. I have been using laser pecker lasers for probably the last 4 years. I had the LP2, I had the LP3, I had the LP4, which is actually over there on a shelf somewhere. And then of course, now we have the LP5 here in the studio as well. So yeah, this guy is a win. So if you guys like that, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. All right. Let's see, what do we have next? So we got some other things we can take a look at. So we have the drones, we have the lights, we have all of that kind of stuff. So if you guys want to play, a game first, let me know. If you want to play a game first, I can set that up as well. So we can start some gameplay. Yeah, maybe on the other side could be Chef Rome, but right now we're just going to put the lion on this side. But if you guys want to play, this new game that I just set up, let me know down in the comments if you guys are ready for some gameplay. I will start it up. Now, be advised, when you first start the game, it's gonna be like there's no way for me to reset it. So it just runs, okay? So you're gonna have to type in your answers, read the question, then type in your answer, and then it'll score based on that. So the way I understand this, the first person to 10 right answers wins, okay? So the first person that gets 10 right answers wins. All right, let me grab my iPad, and that's what I'm going to be using to read and play the game. So if you guys are ready for that, let me know. Let me know if you're ready for some gameplay. Hope says, let's play. Okay. You say that now. You say that now. As remember what I told you earlier. Okay. Let's go over to gameplay. So we're going to let this one question go ahead and cycle through. So if you guys are seeing this, I'm checking on my iPad to see what you guys are seeing. So the first question, let it go past, and then we're going to wait until everybody can see the same question, and that's when we're going to start actually trying to answer the questions, okay? All right. So let's see what we got here. Still waiting for the first question to come through. Man, it looks like it's more than 6-second delay, because I'm watching here on my iPad and then also watching it here on the computers in front of me, and there's a huge difference, difference between what I'm seeing here and what I'm seeing over there. So, all right. I'm waiting just like you guys are. I'm waiting. Okay, so I'm waiting for the first question to come up. Okay, here we go. What is the name of Creel's supreme intelligence? And that is, oops. Oh, I ran out of time. Oh no. Let's try it again. I know I'm getting these right, but I'm not seeing that I'm getting according to what I'm seeing here. Let's try this again. All right, let's just keep playing until we get to 10 wins. See what's the next one. And if you're a nerd, you should have no problem answering these questions. I'm going to tell you right now. Just guess, Terry. Just guess. All right, we're getting there. We're getting there. Y'all seeing the nerd come out of me now, okay? We're not getting, it's not showing that we're winning, that we're getting the answers right. Or did it? Yeah, I guess it did. Okay. All right, let's see. What's the next one? Is the round over? Well, Hope seems to be catching. Hope's doing better than me. I don't think I'm getting the points. I'm not getting the points. Oh, I know what is wrong. I'm probably watching this wrong. We shall see. We shall see. We shall see how far we get with this. I think we're going to go back to using Luna because I think Luna is going to be a better game for everybody to play, and it's a lot easier. You'll just need 2 devices to be able to play if you want to watch it. All right, so this I don't dislike the game, but I'm not a big fan of it. So I know I'm getting the answers right, but I don't see the scores going up. It's definitely not Batmite. All right, I think I've had enough of this game. Yep. I've had enough. I've had enough of the game. Let's go back. So I don't think that game with the delay, and I'm going to have to look at what our latency is on here for future streams, so we can at least keep track of how much of a time. Maybe I can, speed up the time between what I'm seeing and what you guys are seeing, so it won't be it won't be that I have an advantage or others, would have an advantage because I can see things a lot faster than you guys can. So that's not going to work for most gameplay. But Luna, I don't think it's going to be that much of a problem, because you're going to actually be seeing, we'll all see that in real time on our phones whenever we're playing that. So that's pretty cool. All right. Let's see here. Let me close that. All right, so another product that's in the carousel right now is these microphones right here. Now, these are the Rode Wireless Go 3s. You guys know I've talked about these a couple of times. I've shown you guys these microphones as well. This is a microphone I just used in a most recent live stream where I was flying one of the drones and I needed to be further away in order to fly the drone here in the studio. And yeah, they work really well. They work really well. So I'll show you guys. Let me go ahead and just turn this guy on here real quick and pop this on. And then I'm going to take headphones off. Let's bring this microphone up so you guys can hear it. I'm going to bring the other two microphones down a little bit. And then I'm just going to back away, and you can kind of hear. So right now, this microphone is connected to the Rodecaster Pro 2 on my desk. So the advantage to this is I can get up, I can walk around, I can go to my front door, I can go to my back door, I can go into the kitchen, I can go see whatever it is Smokey's up to over there. I can come back here and fly a drone, and then we don't have to worry as much about the drone flying right over the microphone, because you'll still be able to hear my voice. So I think that's going to be a good thing. Now, this is the only wireless microphones that I have found that will wirelessly connect to the Rodecaster Pro 2, okay? So most other microphones, like the ones I've shown you guys, like from DJI and others, you have to have the receiver. You got to plug the receiver in somewhere on the device. Then you have to go in and, do a lot of settings and adjustments and all that stuff. With this microphone, connecting it to the Rodecaster Pro 2 or the Rode Duo, it's just a no-brainer. It's literally, you just pair this microphone up with it, and you're pretty much ready to go. Now, this microphone does seem a little bit hot, so I'm going to bring that down just a little bit, but you guys get the idea. So really simple setup, easy to do. I like these a lot. I really wish they'd come up with a different design, because, so many new microphones are not this square cube style anymore. But, it's Rode, so Rode's going to do what Rode's going to do. But, overall, the audio quality sound from these microphones is on par with some of the more professional microphones that I have used over the last, 20 years or so. So if you guys like the sound of this microphone, let me know down in the comments. Yeah, and you can even use it handheld like I'm using right now, because I see that's a big trend where everybody's holding their microphone in their hand and they're talking about whatever it is they're talking about. And, that's one way to do it. I'm old school. I came from, the old school of the microphone needs to be on a mic stand or clipped onto you or something like that. But I get it. Hey, man, I roll with the times. I try to stay as in the mix as much as possible. So I see people doing new things. If it's something I feel comfortable doing and I want to do it, I just do it, so that's how we go. But let me know what you guys think about the sound of this microphone. If you like it, let me know. If you don't like it, it sounds tremendously different from this microphone, which it should. This is a more professional, high-grade microphone, so it's going to have a completely different dynamic profile than this little wireless microphone is going to have. So, now you know. Now you know! And knowledge is power. All right, let me turn this guy off. All right, so see what's going on down here in the comments. Yeah, that's what I was getting from it too. It seemed like every time I answered a question, it just felt like it didn't make a difference what the question was. Even though I know the answer of the question, I was still getting that it was not registering that somebody answered the question. So like I said, we're going to go to Luna because Luna's going to be easier. All you have to do is make sure you have, the web address saved, and then, but it's going to show on the screen anyway. So we're going to show it on the screen. We'll also show the room number. You enter your name, you enter the room number, and you just come in and play. It's literally that simple. And the games are a lot easier to play. A lot of people, some of it's trivia based, some of it is some math, some of it is pop culture stuff that you need to know, but it's not rocket science or anything like that. So that's doable. All right, so we got quite a few things in the carousel. So if there's anything you guys want me to demo tonight or show tonight, feel free to drop it down in the comments. We have all of the microphones. We have the lights that I mentioned before. We also have some of our streaming gear. You guys know I've talked about a lot of these different streaming devices. So we have the Ozbot Talent. We have the YOLO boxes here as well. We have the YOLO Box Pro. See if I can grab it without dropping it. We have the YOLO Box Pro here in the studio, and we also have the YOLO Box Mini. So whichever, flavor of switcher you guys are looking for, it's a good chance Rome has one of them that he could just grab, pick up, talk about, demo, turn on, connect the camera, microphone to it, all that kind of jazz, right? Now, the difference between these two, just in case you didn't know, this does require external batteries or at least an AC power supply. This has an internal battery. So does the Mini, the Extreme, the Ultra. All of their tablets have internal batteries. The advantage, I think, to this one is if the batteries start to go bad over time, you can just swap out your batteries, okay? Now, they do have a battery replacement program for these as well, but it is very involved unless you're going to be sending this thing overseas to get repaired. You can probably do it yourself, but it's a lot of steps to make it happen. With this, I just pop off a battery, throw a new battery on here, and I'm good to go. Now, they both have very similar features. They both have HDMI in, multiple HDMI ins. They both have USB-C, USB-A in. They both have audio meters, multiple scenes. You can set up with either one of these for live streaming or using these as monitors for recording. Now, I have friends that are using these solely as recorders. They use them to create all of their shoppable content. They just connect their cameras, microphone to it. They have their scene set up and they just switch scenes, kind of like what I'm doing here on the live stream. They're just doing it on one of these devices, and that's how they're recording, all of their different content. So yeah, it's a lot of cool things you can do with these devices, guys, and you can really take your productions to the next level. All right. So like I said, there we have the we have the Mini here somewhere too. Let me see if I can grab it. So here's the YOLO Box Mini. Now this is designed for only 2 input sources. So you have HDMI and a USB-A here. When this first came out, it only could take 1 camera or 1 input at a time, but they updated it. Now it can actually take 2, so you can have 1 HDMI device and 1 USB device connected to this. All of them also have HDMI out, so that can go to a monitor. You also have, with almost all of these devices, guys, you're going to have, inputs here. Line in, mic in, headphone jacks, USB-C, Ethernet, SD card. So you can install an SD card and a SIM card in these devices. So the YOLO boxes actually use a SIM card. So you can get a SIM card from your carrier and install it in one of these devices. And then when you're ready to go live, you're going live right from this. You're not reliant on Wi-Fi or not reliant on, Ethernet or something like that. Especially if you're out on location, that could be a really cool thing. And if you're comparing the two, the YOLO Box Pro and the YOLO Box Mini, these are the difference in the sizes. Now, the YOLO Box Mini and the Ozbot Talent are right about the same size, but the Ozbot Talent actually has more features than the Mini does. Now, the YOLOBox Pro just recently got an update that has a lot of new features that's been added to it that kind of brings it in line with, you know, their their Ultra and their Extreme tablets. So whether you want to use these for on location podcasting, live streaming, use them in your church, use them for your recreational, you know, content creation, live streaming from, you know, different locations, wherever it is. These mount really easily on top of a camera as well. So that means you can actually use these as a recorder, record and stream from them at the same time. Now, all of the devices basically have that same capability. A lot of them now have NDI, SRT, so you can actually connect wireless cameras to these as well. So it really just depends on your setup needs. I'm a fan, guys. I'm a fan. I've been using YOLOBoxes for over 3.5 years. The Osbot Talon, I think I got that last year, along with a few of the other Osbot cameras, and they just work perfectly. Now, if you already have some Osbot cameras and you're thinking about getting one of these tablets, all of these tablets will work with those Osbot cameras, guys. So don't feel like if you have an Osbot camera, it's not going to work with the YOLOBox, or another camera is going to work with the YOLOBox. They will all work with them. Even YOLO Live even has quite a few of their own webcams as well. This is one of their webcams right here. This guy is all metal, built like a little tank. You know, very simple to set up. Just a simple USB-C plug-in right here, 4K, 60 frames a second, magnetic little stand on here. I didn't add this to the carousel, but if you guys are interested in this little camera, let me know. I will do, you know, some demos on it. But basically, all of them have an ecosystem, guys, that is designed to be able to bring all of the different tech together so that it just works seamlessly based on whatever it is that you're trying to create. So that's a win. So whether you're looking for lights, you know, like some of the Godox lights we have back here, we have a panel light back there. You guys can probably see it standing up next to the DJ booth. Now that one's listed in the carousel as well. Now that light does require Sony batteries as well, so you need 2 MPF batteries, just like you do with the Osbot Talon. But again, the advantage is the batteries are easily replaceable. Now, if I'm not mistaken, that light came with the batteries. It came with 2 Sony MPF batteries because they are both white, so they do match that light. So, you know, but you can click on the product down in the carousel and check it out. Now, microphones, you know, we talk about these all the time. Of course, this is my Rodecaster Pro favorite microphone to have connected to the Rodecaster Pro, which is the Rode Procaster, this microphone right here. And then the Robots mic is the Rode Pod mic, okay? So it's a smaller version of this same microphone, which is this little guy you see here, okay? So all of these microphones are built like tanks, guys. They're all metal. They all use XLR connections to the audio interface. So whether you're using the Pod mic or you're using, you know, the Procaster, and they just sound great. They sound great. They're built like tanks. They're going to last forever. You know, I've had this microphone almost 5 years. And it's been dropped, knocked over. You know, it's all metal. This guy is built for success, guys. Built for success. Let me show you again what this guy looks like. Again, all metal. It's got a built-in pop filter. This one also has a built-in pop filter. All of these are going to require XLR connections. So, you know, if you're using something like a Rodecaster or Rodecaster, the original, or the Duo, or one of those other devices, it's going to be a no-brainer. And what's nice about the Rodecaster, there's already a preset built into the device, you know, for either of these microphones, you know, whichever one you decide to go with, whether it's the Pod mic or the Procaster here, or even a different Rode mic. It's totally up to you guys. I like them all. So I have like 3 of these that I was using for podcasts way back in the day, but then I wanted a much better microphone for myself for like voiceovers and stuff like that. So I did go to this microphone, and I've been using this, like I said, for over 5 years. This guy is a straight up rock star, guys. So definitely check it out. All right. So if you have any questions about lights, cameras, lenses, microphones, robots, you know, laser engraving, you know, it's here, guys. It's here. So, on all the streams, we're constantly creating something using these different devices. I think the Lion came out really nice on here. It has a nice little, I don't have any alcohol, like I said before, to clean this off, but I really wanted to wipe this down with alcohol so you guys could see if there's any, impurities on here. It'll remove all of those, but it'll still look good. But most of you guys have seen me, laser engrave on metal and acrylic and wood and all these different materials. I will get some more materials in the studio so we can do more live streams. Now, of course, the laser pecker is not the only laser we have here. We have some X-Tool lasers. We have some other laser brands, brands that have sent me lasers in the past that are over here. I have, a bunch of lasers, guys, a bunch of lasers. So I really need to find a way to get rid of some of these in a good way. Maybe get them to someone that can really benefit from these lasers, that's really going to use them. Ideally, I would prefer somebody local, so there won't be a big expense on the shipping and stuff like that. But yeah, I'd like to clear some of these guys out because they're just sitting around collecting dust. So if you know somebody that might be interested in one of these lasers, tell them to get at your boy, especially if they're local, in my area, But anyway, yeah, that's about it. That's about it. So I'm going to wake up Ebo and let Ebo say good night to you guys. And all I did was say Ebo's name, and Ebo is awake now. Ebo, we're about to end our live stream here on YouTube, but we'll be back here in about 48 hours. And our next live stream is going to be much longer than the live stream is tonight, but I'd like you to thank everybody for hanging out with us tonight. And don't forget to remind them to show up for the next stream, share the link, ring the bell, invite their family and friends. You know how we do.
Absolutely. I do. Thanks so much, everyone, for spending time with us tonight. We really appreciate you being here. And next time we'll be live even longer. So please come back, share the stream, ring the bell, and invite your family and friends to join us too.
All right, guys, y'all know what time it is. Y'all know what time it is. It's time for me to do that thing. Do that thing. Let's go. Ebo is imitating what I'm saying. That's funny. That's hilarious. All right, guys, don't forget, be a good human. Be a good human. Of course, I don't have these in the carousel tonight, but we talk about these drawstring backpacks all the time. Guys, get yourself some drawstring backpacks. Get yourself some big Ziploc bags. Source some items, guys, from your local stores. Get your family and friends involved. Purchase items that you can donate to the homeless in your community. Toothpaste, toothbrush, shampoo, conditioner, hand sanitizer, pens, pencils, underwear. Socks are always going to be in high demand, guys. First aid kits. Anything that you think someone homeless can benefit from that you can stuff inside of one of these drawstring backpacks and have with you when you go out in the world, trust me, is going to be a win. Hope says, when are you going to have a cooking stream? Okay, Hope, since you called me out like that. So we have this desk back here that we're going to be using for our cooking stream. So I have a couple of electric grills in the kitchen that I'm not using, but I will be using for said cooking stream, Hope. And we also have some propane grills as well, but I think we're just going to use the electric grill. So we're going to do all the prep here. We're going to do the cooking here, all of that kind of stuff. Maybe that'll be something that we'll plan for next week or sometime next week. So we got a lot to get organized, guys. So, we got to get our game nights organized. We got to get our giveaways organized. We got to get, obviously, our cooking streams organized. Thank you, Hope. So, yes, we will be doing all of that going forward. And I know you guys are going to stay on my back about it. Like, Rome, you said, and the robot said, and the Looi said, and Evo said, yes, we're going to do all that stuff. All right, so before I wrap it up, let me know, guys, if there's anything I can show you, I can demo for you before we end the stream. I'm waiting for your last responses. If not, we're going to go ahead and roll on up out of here for tonight, my babies. But we will be right back here in about 48 hours. And I would have had Luna set up already. We'll have a Luna, scene set up to get ready to just jump right into the game. And yeah, we'll be able to play some cool games. So there's quite a few Luna games out there. So if you guys aren't familiar with that, but maybe in the next stream, we'll just go through and pick a few games. Now, the only thing you got to have is a device to play the game on. So if you're watching on a tablet or watching on a computer and you have a phone just laying around that has web access, it's going to be easy. You're just going to go to your browser. You're going to type in what the URL is for the website. You're going to enter your name that you want to be displayed, and you're going to enter the room code, and then you will come into the game. Once the game starts, you'll just be able to play along just like everybody else. So that's also what we're going to base our giveaways on, is a lot of the gameplay and stuff like that. So, so I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think, being live here on YouTube opens up a lot of doors for us. It gives us a lot of opportunities to just kind of let our hair down and just do our own thing the way we want to do it. You know what I'm saying? So, yes, we will be flying drones outdoors. We'll be doing all kind of crazy stuff. So we got a lot. But you know me, I got to always stay in motion. It's just a Leo thing. I have to always be in motion, y'all. So yeah, so I'll be constantly looking for new things and new ideas. And if you guys have some new ideas or something that you probably always wanted to see somebody do on a live stream, get at me, man. Don't be shy. Let me know, like, Rome, I'd like to see you do such and such. Or Rome, could you don't get crazy. Don't pull a Richard on me. But if you have some good practical ideas, yeah, we can make it happen. We could do some arts and crafts, and we could do some laser. We got some Dremels in here. We got all kind of things that people have sent for us to review. And again, like I said, I'm putting together a box, y'all, of stuff that I definitely want to get out of my studio. So those things will also wind up in the giveaway box. But on most game nights, it's just going to be a cash prize. Okay, let's just keep it real. It's going to be a cash prize. So whether it be $5, $10 for, grand prize winner, I'll just send you, a gift card, and you can go use your money and buy more jelly beans. If that's what you want, you go ahead and get all
the jelly beans you want, Terry.
Because I'm not going to judge you, Terry.
I am not going to judge you for your jelly beans, because Rome love him some jelly beans, baby. You know this, man.
But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up for tonight. But I'll be back here in about 48 hours. Get at me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, wherever you normally find me. Go ahead and... I noticed, Terry, I send you messages on Instagram and you almost never respond to them, but you always respond to the messages on Facebook. So are you not seeing the messages on Instagram? I'm just curious. Inquiring minds would like to know. Looi and Ebo and Smokey would like to know. So anyway, anywho. All right, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. I love me some y'all, but I got to go. All right. I'm out.